have Zaki now, who's called in from Mumbai. Zaki, how can we help you? What's your question?
Yeah. My query is that we had purchased a property in Baikala, Mumbai, 20 years back in 97 under the Pagdi scheme, wherein you put some money and then you pay monthly rent to the landlord. Now, after almost 20 years, we would like to sell this property. So what I'm told is when you sell this property, you have to part away with the 33% of the amount to the landlord. So my question is it something legal that is 33% or is it something that landlord can demand any amount, right from 5% to 80, 70%? So what are my rights to selling this property?
Right. Now, Pagdi is something that is very typical to Mumbai and also to certain parts of Delhi where you have old buildings. How does this work? How does this work, especially when you're selling the property that you bought?
So basically, these are tenancies which are governed under the Rent Control Act. So prior to 1999, tenancies could be created by way of rent receipts only. There was no clear requirement of a contract to that extent. So in your case, as you said, it's a Pagdi system. It's nothing but a tenancy. So tenancy, there is no as such a law as to what would be the amount chargeable by the landlord for the purpose of NOC. It only prescribes that you need to take prior consent of the landlord before transferring your tenancy. Therefore, it could be 33%, it could be less, or it could be more. Probably it may have been a market practice to charge 33%. Therefore, that's the quantum that has been told to you. But of course, as I said, for the sake of repetition, there is no as such a thumb rule or a law which is laid down which says what is the chargeable transfer charges payable to the landlord.
So what you're also saying is he may not actually be required by law to give these transfer charges to the landlord. He just needs to inform the landlord that so-and-so sale is happening.
Yes, prior consent of the landlord is required. But usually for the consent, he may be charged.
He will ask him for money.
Yeah. But as such, as I said, in law, there is no provision for any transfer charges to be paid.
Would it help if, he checks what was the last, in the last transaction that happened in that particular building? What was the transfer charge that was paid and, use that as a
precedent.
Yeah.
It may be recorded in the contract, it may not be recorded in the contract. So it may be difficult for him to get a precedent as a market practice which I am aware of. So the contracts usually have simple NOC stated without any reference to consideration. So you may have to, of course, it's a good suggestion that we could evaluate, but it may happen that there may be no reference of any amounts being received by the landlord therein.
Right. So ask around, Zaki. You might just be able to find out, in the last recorded transaction in that particular building, what was the transfer charge that was paid by the tenant in question who actually sold that property, and that you could use that as a guide when you actually go and speak to your landlord, and you will have to negotiate, obviously, because there is no prescribed percentage that you need to pay the landlord for transferring your tenancy.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.